India, can we point our feet towards the Qiblah? This question that can we point towards our feet, can we point our feet towards the Qiblah was asked to Sheikh Abdullah ibn Humayd, and he said that there is no verse in the Quran or no evidence in Islam or in the Hadith that pointing your feet towards the Qiblah is not allowed. So according to him, it's permissible to, and there is no harm if you point your feet towards the Qiblah. But there are some scholars who say that when you are close to the Kaaba or when you are in the Haram in Makkah, at that time pointing your feet towards the Kaaba, it is makruh, though a minor level of makruh, but it's makruh. But this is the opinion of only few scholars. The majority of scholars says there is no restriction. But even those minor group of scholars who say it's a minor makruh, they say that in other parts of the world, in any other masjid, if you point towards the Qiblah, it is permissible and there's nothing wrong in it. This question was also asked to Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, that can a Muslim point his feet towards the Qiblah? And Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen gave the same answer, that there is nothing wrong and there is no harm in a Muslim pointing his feet towards the Qiblah. There's nothing in the text of Islam that prohibits a Muslim to point a feet towards the Qiblah. But I'm aware that there are certain cultures and certain habits in some parts of the world, including where I come from, India, Pakistan. It is normally when you respect someone, you don't point your feet towards the Qiblah. And the question was posed to Ibn Uthaymeen, can you sleep pointing your feet towards the Qiblah? And he said there is no harm, it's permissible. But because of the culture that we have in India in certain parts, and if you are aware that that part of the world, it thinks it is disrespectful to point your feet towards the Qiblah. So my advice is that as far as Islam is concerned, I do agree with Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen and with Sheikh Abdullah ibn Humayd that it is permissible, it's not at all a sin. But if you know that the culture of the country, whether it be India, Pakistan or Bangladesh, where they feel it is disrespectful to point your feet towards the Qiblah, my advice would be that avoid pointing your feet towards the Qiblah when you enter the mosque. When you're sitting in the mosque, see to it that you don't point your feet towards the Qiblah. Of course, according to me, it is permissible. It is not haram at all. It is not even makruh according to me. But because the culture of that country is such, so unnecessary creating fitna is not good. So my advice would be that if you go to a country like India, Pakistan, where the culture is that you should not point your feet, so at least when you're in the mosque, avoid pointing your feet towards the Qiblah. If you do, it's not a sin at all, but it's better for communal harmony that some people may come and object to you, and unnecessarily why should you create a fitna? But Islamically, of course, it's permissible, there is no harm, and there is no sin in pointing your feet towards the Qiblah, even while you're sleeping, or whether you're sitting in the mosque or in the Haram in the Makkah. Hope that answers the question.